So what's going on? Welcome to Fitness Vibes Unleashed by Mission Fitness CrossFit Elemental. And today we have Joey Kleinberger. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir.
Do it like I'm telling you.
Like a rock star.
So it took us a while to get you here today. What, 2 weeks? No, a month.
More than that.
It's been a month.
My delays.
But we wanted, I wanted to talk to you in regards like the one thing that we have right here, which is the Murph Challenge.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about the Murph Challenge that we do every year, consistency since what year we started doing the Murph Challenge?
Oh, I don't know how long they've been doing it here. I don't know the exact year. I know that CrossFit made it an official hero workout. And then it organically just became a thing that every CrossFit box makes this their workout. It's the only workout that the same day every year, Memorial Day,
It's
or
in May.
the weekend, yep. They dedicate a day to it to honor not only Michael Murphy, who it's named after, but all the heroes that have made the ultimate sacrifice for us, so we can have these creature comforts of civilian life.
What made you do it? I mean, we know that, well, I knew that you beat the record. You had the record what year?
2021.
2021, you had the record. How many you did?
So I completed 18 full rounds and then one half, so 18 and a half rounds of Murph.
And it was just, somebody just beat it not so long ago, right?
They did 19 rounds, I believe.
Rounds.
Yeah.
What made you go through that challenge of hell?
I'll give you the quick version. I mean, I served in the SEALs. I was a SEAL operator. So for me, I'm familiar with Michael's story. He served in the teams after I got out. I got out in 1993. He got in years after I was there, so I never had the pleasure of knowing him. But I love the workout. It's body weight. A lot of stuff we do in the military is calisthenics. So the pull-ups, the push-ups, the squats, running, it's literally all we do. SEAL training is just a version of that every single day. You're wet, you're sandy, you're miserable, you're up for days. That's just a harnessed workout version of what I went through for 5 years. And I heard the workout, and the first time I did it, I was at a former gym of mine, and I tried it out. And I ran a pretty fast time. I ran 37:41, which I don't know if it was fast. And I checked the times now, and I'm like, it's kind of fast. But I also partitioned it, which means I did 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats, and you do 20 rounds of that. And then the as prescribed version is you do it straight through. You do a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, mile run. And it's a totally different workout. You do it as prescribed. You're wearing a 20-pound vest, 14 for the ladies. And it's a brutal workout. Yeah. I mean, it's probably one of the harder CrossFit WODs or Hero WODs for sure. But it's near and dear to me. And the short version is I used to obstacle race. I did Spartan racing, Tough Mudders, ultra races. And I wanted to do Ninja Warrior stuff. So I was big into grip stuff. Always had a pretty solid grip. Pull-ups, rings, anything like that. And I snapped a tendon in my left hand. So this finger right here, as you see, doesn't straighten out.
Oh, that's the one that I remember we were talking about it, that finger doesn't go all the way up.
I mean, it's functional. It's not too fashionable. So I snapped the tendon. And ironically, the day before the end of the world, 2020, St. Patty's Day, March 17th, COVID shuts the world down, right? Or at least in Jersey, the stateside world got shut down. Businesses shut down, masks, this, and that. I was like, what? Masks for what? Like, I mean, yes, we heard about it overseas, but it hadn't hit here. My hand's in a cast. I can't train anymore. I'm a coach at a gym. Spartan shut down. Tough Mudder shut down. Everything shut down. So I don't even know what I'm going to do as far as my fitness, because that was my jam. And one of my friends, Mitch, who is another CrossFit athlete and one of the coaches I used to work with, was sitting out there. We're doing outdoor workouts because they weren't even allowing us to be inside the gym.
Yeah, we had to space it out.
Remember
we have it in the gym right here that we have boxes for each one of us.
Yep.
Because we had to be 6 feet away from each other, which is stupid at the point.
He's looking on his phone. He says, "Can you believe this?" And I'm like, "What?" He says, "This asshole right here just did 18 rounds of Murph."
Jesus.
I'm like, "That's the greatest thing ever." He's like, No, it's the worst idea ever. And I looked at him, hands in a cast. I can't even do a pull-up yet. And I looked at him, I said, "Next Memorial Day, I'm going to break that record." Hand to God. I didn't blink. He's like, "Why would you want to do that?" I said, "That's what I'm going to do." I had to wait 3 months before I could even do one pull-up. I was so far from a recovery. I had no plan. Nobody coached me through it. I was just committed. It was a lonely year. I did pull-ups, I did push-ups. I started doing multiple rounds of Murph. I did never running program. I trained myself, and I had a tremendous pit crew getting me through the event that day, but I trained myself for that. And it was a combination of skill and will. For me, it was my background in the teams, and no regrets. I'll never do it again because, endurance events, I ended up getting subsequent rhabdo, so my body is kind of
I know you told me that you ended up in the hospital.
Yeah.
It was 3 days after of the thing that you went to the hospital.
It was the next day, and they admitted me for 3 days. They weren't letting me leave. They were a little upset with me that I waited that long.
What did your wife say to you? Because you ended up at the hospital because of that.
Yeah.
What she said to you?
Who's that?
Your wife.
Oh, she was not happy.
She
was not happy, and the admitting nurse was even more upset because her boyfriend had done CrossFit. So I told her, I said, well, are you familiar with the workout Murph? She's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, she's done it a few times. I said, well, I think I just did 18 and a half, and I'm pretty sure I have rhabdo. I'm peeing blood. My kidneys are shutting down. And she slammed the clipboard down, and she's like, you aren't going effing home. I'm like, can't give me like an IV or maybe a Gatorade? She was pissed.
She was a couple IV drips, and
she started, explaining about like my CK levels and dialysis, and it was pretty serious. So the bad news is I'm predisposed now. Any endurance event I do, 100-mile run or anything like that, I'm predisposed that if my nutrition and hydration aren't on point, my body will start eating itself again. That's what happens. It starts eating the muscle. Your kidneys start passing all this through, and you get like a Coca-Cola or blood color in your urine. Like, I didn't feel it, but I saw it, and I was like, this isn't normal.
Yeah, when I did the Murph for the first time last year,
yeah,
I realized I was like, there's no way I could do like 18 of them. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that I can never, but it's just like, why? But every time, I ask myself the same question every time I go to any event, or now that I've been competing with my brother, with my coaches, Coach Edwin, and I'm like, in the middle of like whatever I'm doing, I'm like, why am I here?
Yeah.
What's the point? So to that, why were you doing it? In the middle of the Murphs that you were doing, did you question yourself at one point?
Always. That's the beauty. What we do is a gift. It's a privilege, right? So I would never, and I'm a coach, I'm a trainer, and people come to me all the time, and a lot of the times the only resistance I get initially is they don't want to do my kind of workout. And I remind them, you're not going to do my workout. I'm going to listen to you. I want to hear what you're looking to do. And I'm going to cater the program to get you your best version of you. If you give me your best, I will meet you in the middle, and nobody cares more. Now, I'm not telling you there aren't better coaches, there are more experienced coaches, but nobody cares more. I might care the same amount, but I care as much as you will care. If you don't give me 100%, then I'm out. I can't stand laziness. So the answer to your question is why. It's magical what the human mind can do. I'm not a gifted athlete. I never was. I failed high school sports, quit everything. I was a skinny kid. And I went through SEAL training, and I discovered something about myself that I didn't know. So
how you ended up in the SEAL training?
How did I end up there?
Yeah.
Being a fuck off in high school. I was a bad student. College courses, lazy, didn't do my homework. So I was kind of backed out into, I could either be like a local townie and get a job, or it was military. And I went down to the recruiters, and there's no books, there's no movies, there's no anything. This is 1987. Okay, so nobody knows what SEALs are. Stories, Devils with Green Faces, the guys from Vietnam, Mekong Delta, but like nobody knew any. My dad had friends that served in Vietnam, but it's like they weren't as prevalent as now. They're not on the news, they're not doing interviews, they're not writing books, they're not in movies, there's none of that shit. So I went down there, and I'm this intimidated kid, and the recruiter's like, well, you could go out on a boat and do this. And I'm like, oh my God, this is gonna be the worst part of my life. Like, I was ready to turn around and get the hell out of there. I see a poster up on the wall, and it had 4 guys, camis, in the water, holding the rifles, fields of fire. I'm like, what are those guys? He's like, oh, those guys are like ninjas, SEALs. I'm like, what is that? He's like, special warfare, operators. And again, mind you, it's 1987. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stallone, you've got movies, everything's over the top. And I'm like,
hyping it up a little
I'm not that guy. Like, again, I'm a skinny kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm out. And I'm walking out, and the words that changed my life forever is, well, no, it's the SEAL teams. I turn around, I'm like, well, what is that? He's like, team, it's a team-oriented thing. He's like, yeah, you've got to be special, but it's a cohesive unit. Like, everyone's got each other's back. And I love that. Like, I've always been like that. I was an only child, And my dad remarried, and I have a brother and sister, my stepbrother, stepsister, but I consider them my brother and sister. But I was alone a lot. I was always with friends, but then I was alone a lot. So I had to be very self-reliant. But I love the idea of like picking someone else up and then having someone that, God forbid, you need to be picked back up. And I loved it. It changed my life. It woke something up in me that I didn't know I had. So when I do all these workouts now, that's my crucible moment. I've survived, in my opinion, the hardest military training in the free world. So anything I do now, this is gravy. It is.
You feel like privileged just to be able to actually
it is.
do
it
the
is.
training.
I mean, at my age now, like, I'm not done. I've got some aggressive goals for the next 3 to 5 years. I'm 55, and it's only going to get better.
Which is crazy because you're probably like faster or stronger than a lot of us, even me.
I mean, I know that I'm still limited. Like, I can't do what I could in my 20s, but I don't let that be a limiting factor. Like, when I do a workout, I mean, look, I love training with you guys, right?
I see you. Don't worry.
I want to beat everybody. And I don't, but I do want to. And that's the beauty is if I lay my best out there and I come in last out of last, but I know I did my best, I'm cool with it. But if I beat the crap out of everybody and nobody else showed up, then I don't feel like I did anything. I always want to be chasing people. And I think we all should. I think
what I like is like when you do the workout and you be like, in the middle, you're like, yeah, no, I think I could do better. So humble.
People need to hold themselves to a higher accord. And I'm guilty as well. I mean, I think relationships, financially, certainly fitness, business-wise, I think people just get so complacent and comfortable, and then that's the trap. I think we all should push ourselves to whatever level that is. I'm not saying to extreme, and certainly not to get hurt, but I think we should all challenge ourselves. I think holding ourselves accountable on a daily basis, look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and say, did I make myself better? And only you know that answer. And if you're good with that answer, no one else's opinion matters. It is.
So being in the teams, like you call it, also made you want to do the challenge?
Yeah, I love what, I mean, a lot of people might be familiar. They made a movie about Michael's story, Lone Survivor. Unfortunately, Michael and two of his brothers were killed in action over in Afghanistan. And, it's a famous story. And obviously there's countless others, in every branch. But it's near and dear to me because this was his workout. Michael Murphy called his body armor, and he made the workout himself. And it was a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, mile run. And I don't know exactly how many times he did this. I had the pleasure of actually meeting his dad, Dan, and he told me, he's like, oh yeah, his fastest time ever was actually when he was being chased by a hyena once. Like, fucking hyena. So like, real world, like we're not talking about like getting chased by the cops or outrunning your buddy. Like, he's in the field getting chased by like a wild animal, which is trippy. So this guy was so good. He's doing it in like combat conditions. But I love that he did this, and, he made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us so we could be here today. I mean, this is an amazing privilege. Like, you're making time for me. And I will make a little subset here, but like, time, effort, and choices is one of my favorite sayings.
Time, effort, and choices.
And the reason being is you're giving me today your time and effort, right?
Definitely.
You'll never get this back. So it's an expensive currency. The time we have is just once used. You'll never get it back. Now, it doesn't mean every experience is good, but if you have a bad experience with someone, you can also learn. So that's where the choices comes in. Everything we do is a choice. Could be bad, could be good, but it's all relative and subjective. If you make a bad choice, then you have to say, why was it bad? If you keep making that bad choice, that's on you. That's insanity. But if you learn from it, it wasn't a bad choice. So you giving me this time and your effort, it pours into me. What I'm going to do now is I feel so good about this. Like, you're making this sacrifice for me. You're making a big deal about this. So it's a big deal to me, which means when I'm training people, one-on-one, group class, remote, I give them my best and I try to pay it forward. So, I appreciate anyone that does anything for me. So again, I can never maybe pay you back, but I can take this energy and pay it forward. That's what I love about coaching.
One quote that I love the most is, "What you're not changing, you're choosing."
Yeah,
right.
Love that too.
And I heard it many times on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all that.
It's real.
And if you're choosing something, it's because you like it, you're staying with it, or you feel like content, and that's enough for you. And I have learned since I met you back in Mud, Sweat, and Tears, which
Yeah.
was the CrossFit gym that I met you. And my brother started with you over there too. And he was also helping you out. He was the pit crew.
He was great.
For the Murph, right?
He ran so many laps.
Oh, you told me the story that you didn't want to see him anymore because he kept taunting you.
He
while
ran
running.
6 or 7 rounds with me, and one round I looked up. He kept saying, "Right here, Joe," and he's pointing at his ass because he was running faster than me. And he's not running with a vest. I am, and I'm dying. I'm delirious. He's like, "Stay on my ass. Look at this," and I'm like, if I have to go out and talk to this guy one more round, I'm going to lose my shit. And I see him lacing up his shoes, and I throw a tantrum. I'm like, I'm not fucking going back out there with him. No. I said, I'm not doing it. And he's laughing. I love your brother, man. He was a troop. He was very helpful. So many people, man. I could thank dozens of people. Like, it takes a village, but it really did. No human on the planet could have done them by themselves.
Yeah.
But it allowed me to give my absolute best. And that's what got me there. Like I'll put my will up against anybody. I'm not the most athletic, and I'm not tougher than anybody else. But I know when I'm locked in on stuff, I've completed 2 things that are nearly impossible for most humans on the planet. And a couple of things I've got coming are going to be pretty good. So I'm not done.
We know. I know. Hopefully,
I'm not done yet.
We'll get to sit with you
Yeah.
after you're done with it. And the idea of the podcast and to actually understand, to try to sit down with people and talk about fitness, health, and life choices, right?
Yeah.
And it's because exactly one day, me and you were sitting down in the sauna,
Yeah.
and we started talking about like life itself, and then it came to conclusion that we need to hear people's story, and everybody has a different mindset in how they take into health.
Yep.
Into fitness, and also into your mind, right? Your
Yeah.
mind has control of your body 120.
Yeah.
And every time that I have trained with you, it's just all mine.
Yeah.
And I have walked into like on Thursdays, and we decided to do some random workout that is on the board, and it's just hard for some reason. But having you next to me, it makes me push myself even harder, right? So, what would be 3 things that you will tell people in regards health and fitness?
That's easy. I mean, I could go way more detail than that, but I love that question. The fitness stool has 4 legs, and most people probably don't think about this. Training's the easy part, but I'll say that first just because that's what most people think. It's a workout plan. It's, are you doing strength, cardio? And you can go into any modality on that. Nutrition, obviously very critical. People really screw that up. And again, we could really delve deep into that. I would say the first thing is, cut out the really bad stuff before you start introducing the good stuff. Sugary drinks, don't eat processed foods, don't eat fast foods, don't eat cake every day, don't drink alcohol. Like, these are common things, but if you're doing it, it's really sabotaging your health. But here's the 2 I'm going to leave last that, in my opinion, are the most critical. Sleep, rest, and recovery, all in one leg. If you're not sleeping at least 6 or 7 hours a night, quality sleep, you're done. Your cortisol levels are going to be shot. You could train your ass off, eat super clean, and you're going to store fat. And then you're going to become skinny fat. And you're like, why am I not getting leaner? Why do I still miserable my workouts? I'm bonking. I don't have energy. So I think the rest of recovery. But the most critical is the mindset. You nailed it. If your mindset is dialed in, you're going to get questioned by a lot of people because you are going to be the 1%. And they're like, how is so-and-so doing that? Why is so-and-so doing that? And in the beginning, they're going to resist it. When I went keto and lost all my weight, everybody questioned me. And I had very little support. And I was okay with it. I was like, okay, something's wrong here, but I'm getting the results I wanted. I lost 40 pounds in 2 months. I got
With
shredded.
the keto diet.
Yeah. I just shut it down one day. I said, that's it. I'm losing weight. I wasn't happy with the way I was. Lost the weight, got shredded, energy, mood, everything great. And the reason I got off it was just because I was weak. Like, I don't recommend keto if you want to strength train. If you want to do endurance events, go for it. You'll be lean. You'll be fast. You'll be in a good mood. You're drinking your bulletproof coffee. You got energy for days. But if you want to pick up a barbell, you better eat carbs. And I eat carbs now, and I'm the happiest. I'm about 15, 18 pounds heavier. I'm stronger. I feel great. I think I look better than I did. And again, like, I still move well. But it's mindset. If your mindset's locked in, there is nobody on the planet that can shake you. Like, I know what mission I'm on. I love being around you guys because you support me. But for some reason, if I lost the support of everybody, if I know I'm on the right track, I'm good with it.
You're still going for it regardless.
Yeah,
of
you need to really be comfortable in your own skin
by yourself
and own that. Yeah, it's lonely. It's lonely.
lonely road.
As
Yeah.
much as when we're here, our crew is like indomitable. We all got lives outside of here, right? So we're alone a lot.
Yes.
You're with yourself, bro. Who are you with more than anybody?
This is what you call like what Emilio called the other day. He was like, "This is the best therapy that you could actually have."
100%.
His Fabio said the other day, he was like, "I don't care if it's work, family, or anybody. Those 2 hours
Yep.
from 3 to 5, I'm not here from anybody.
Yeah.
I will not answer the phone.
He's
and
a
I'm
killer.
Here, and he's 52, 53, and it's like I'm here
Yeah.
to do my therapy. This is me. This is my happiness, which is crazy that fitness will get you to that level. And what we saw this weekend, even today's Sunday, they're still doing the High Rocks down in Washington, D.C.
Brutal
We
event.
just came back. Brutal event. Amazing. We saw a lot of like people into fitness, which it was for us, it's motivating.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're doing something right. My brother has the right, my brother and Trish, they have the right place to create that environment, that family-oriented environment. I got the opportunity to go to Spain too, and I did the Open over there in Spain in Palma de Mallorca, which Carlos was a great coach. And same thing, it was like a family. Like you get to the gym and hey, how you doing? Like hey, where you from? Blah 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 blah. So that's and having people around like you motivate us to get better.
Here's the one thing I love about fitness, to piggyback literally what you were just saying. I used to be a partier. I used to go clubbing. Like, I did all that shit.
I know. You told me this story.
And
I was like, wow.
it was a different me. And I'll tell you that fitness is, per the expression, the one dragon that you can keep chasing, and every day is amazing. You start drinking, I'm sure the first drink is good, and after that, it becomes a bad habit, right? Like, you miss sleep, you're this. Fitness, every day you can come in and do a different workout. That's what I love about CrossFit. You can literally do a different workout every single day. Other than Murph and maybe like a few benchmark workouts, you never do you might do wall balls, you might do a barbell, but it's never the same order. It's never the same rep scheme.
That's true.
You're not bored. Your mental faculties are working. You're working grip. You've got to be able to run. You've got to be able to run, you row, bike, ski, lift weights, gymnastics. You can scale the workouts. Somebody coming back from a surgery, a mom coming back from maternity leave, someone older than my age or even younger, but they're just totally out of fitness, we can scale the workout and have you do your first air squat, your first burpee. So my point is, if you, an elite world-class athlete, myself, and someone who's never done fitness together, we could all do a version of the same workout and hit the same stimulus without anybody getting hurt, without anybody taking 2 hours to do it, and someone finishing in 2 minutes. And that, to me, is the key of excellent coaching. So when you put all that together, you've got the ability to scale. People have that aha moment like, oh, wait a minute, I didn't think I could do fitness. Now I can. Maybe then we introduce them to weights. And if they don't ever want to be competitive, they don't have to. But the beauty is, the elevation of this is that it's limitless. You can always be stronger. You can always be faster. You can move a load at a certain pace. And that's why I love it. I'm extremely competitive, but that's for me. I don't push that on my clients. But what I try to do when I train with someone is save them from making the mistakes I did. I'm never going to let them be in a position where they're going to train for something like a Murph. If they say, I'm going to train for a 50-mile race, I'm like, well, what's your plan? What's your nutrition plan? What's your running plan? Who's your pit crew? Have you thought about all this? Because if you don't, you could get hurt.
Yes.
And if they're not competitive, cool. Let's just come here 2-3 times a week. They sweat. It's therapy, per Emilio and Fabio's suggestion. They go back to their spouse. They're happier.
And that's it.
They work harder. They enjoy family time. I mean, fitness should be such an important part. If you take care of this, think about it. Cars, hair, nails, suits, shoes, all this crap people spend money on. What about your vessel, your body? You take care of this, man, you can take care of everything else in your life. That's the way I look at it.
Damn, that is true. So you will say that is discipline, consistency, or motivation?
Discipline.
Discipline.
The discipline lends to the consistency. Motivation is not there, man. I am my own motivation every day. I make my own coffee. I'm petting my cat. I get up. It's cold. It's hot. It's dark. Every day is dark when I get up. But I love it. I love it because you know what? While I'm already doing this and I'm coaching people that are at 0 dark 30 getting their workout on, everybody else hitting snooze, watching the news, getting a breakfast sandwich, and they're behind the 8 ball. And I'm like, not me. And again, I'm not better than anybody, but I will put myself up out there and know that I have to work so much harder than most people that that's the only way I'm okay with it. I'm glad nothing came to me easy, because if it did, I'd probably be lazy. I got to work so hard for stuff. It's comical. And I love it. I have the bitch voice in my head, like, just quit. Every time I work out, it says that. And I'm like, F you. My body's like.
I think I had it this weekend when we were
Oh,
doing
that's
the
normal,
I was
kid.
just like, when I was doing the sled push, so in my head, I trained for just one way
Yeah.
and then back.
Oh, no.
And I thought it was that's it.
Oh, no.
And
You were that
then-
uh-oh moment.
And then someone yelled, "You got 2 more times to go." And I'm just like,
Stop.
what the hell?
Bro.
At that point, I was just like, nah. When I just
That's
like,
a tough place to be.
yeah, because
It's tough.
you train for something and then that's life too, right? It hits you right away with something completely different, and you gotta adjust.
Yeah.
And just either you pull through the pain, and then for people that don't train or people that do compete or don't compete, I always tell them, I'm like, just even if you go to one of those races,
Yeah.
just to see where you at. I'm
Agreed.
like,
It's a
or if you
test.
think that you're that good, go prove it.
Listen,
Don't just say it.
I went through Buds. SEAL training is hell week. It's 5 days no sleep. 5 days no sleep. You're getting a 10-minute nap maybe twice in the week. I slept under an hour combined in the week. And they rotate instructors every 8 hours. So you're just getting hammered. You're cold, wet, and miserable. And then you sprinkle sand on top. You're running cold, wet, and sandy. You're chafing on your armpits. You're chafing in your groin. You're bleeding. You're miserable for 5 days no sleep. The reason I'm bringing that up is anytime I'm having a bad moment in a workout, I'm like, you've done this times 1,000. So my point is back to your point about pushing it, and you're like, oh shit, I got 2 more laps. You could have done 10 more laps.
Yes.
You could have done 50. I'm not saying you would have liked it. It might have taken you 3 hours to do 50 laps. But my point is, you literally have so much reserve. When the mind is locked in, there is nothing on the planet, time and effort, there it is. The choice is to go, and your time and effort will get you there. It might take you a month, but if you're locked in, there is no force on the planet within reason. I mean, okay, you're not lifting a 10-ton truck, but you hear the stories about moms lifting cars up, saving her child, adrenaline rush. Normal circumstances, it doesn't happen. But we are so amazing as human beings that if your mind is locked in, limitless possibilities. And conversely, if you got a shitty quit attitude, game over. You'll never get out of first gear.
Yeah, we've seen some people like that lose themselves in the head before they even start the competition, and then they can't finish.
I mean,
And then they just-
and not even that, just in life.
Yeah.
Getting to the gym is the hardest part. I mean, so many people say, working out's hard. Just come to the gym. It's intimidating,
Because
right?
once you're there, you're going to have to do it.
You've already done the hard part.
It's getting here.
Yeah. Or forget about the gym. Like if someone said to me, I'm done CrossFit, I'm going to do Pilates, cool. You want to do martial arts? Cool.
fine.
Move your bodies. We're made to move our bodies. I think we're too sedentary. The education's out there now too, so it's not like, I grew up in the 70s and 80s where health food wasn't around that much. Everything was just like processed food, packaged foods. But there's the health foods aisle in stores now is like bigger. You've got more than like 3 sections. My mom raised me with like super healthy food.
But we always find reasons not to do it, right? Like, it's too
Convenience.
expensive. It's too,
So
the place that they sell the best ones are too far.
But I love that. So to your point about it's too expensive, all I eat is eggs, Greek yogurt, and grass-fed beef. A pound of grass-fed beef, 93% lean, like the best stuff, $7-8. That's a pound. That is my daily intake of protein with the eggs, Greek yogurt, and protein shake. You go get a wrap at some shitty store, it's $10-12.
That is true.
Is it more convenient? Yes. That's the problem is people are just getting lazy. It takes me 10 minutes to cook my ground beef. If you can get off your phone and stop scrolling Instagram and dicking around on Netflix, you can make some ground beef and eat clean and your body will feel amazing.
Completely different.
So it's not a money thing. It's a time and effort thing.
Love that. Time and effort is your
Bro,
is your main thing.
it just keeps
and
coming
I have
back.
always heard you say it. I'm like, time and effort, Andres. Time and effort. I'm like, you're right. And that's I learned that too also with Coach Edwin. He's the one that actually was like, you need to put the time. Oh, he said you can't skip the time that you put in. When I was about to do the Ironman, he was like, you gotta put time. You gotta put the time, just because you can't skip the process.
Yeah.
And
Especially for that. I think that's the
Especially
hardest
for that.
discipline in fitness. I'll say, I always kid around. I say gymnasts, ballerinas, and no, strangely,
Ironman.
like pound for pound, I think ballerinas are probably the strongest pound for pound athletes in the world because what they do,
toes.
gymnastics is obviously self-explanatory, but as far as a brutal competition, I don't think there's anything. Even the Tour de France, like I think it's insane, but Ironman, because there's so many, all three disciplines. Like I'm a good swimmer and a solid runner. I don't bike. You know, a lot of cyclists can't swim. Like, so to hit all three, it's a very brutal. I've never done one. I'm curious how I would do, but I'm not exactly.
I think you should do a high rocks and an Ironman.
Oh, your brother said the same thing. I don't know, man.
I think you have this stamina for it.
You two and Edwin are trying to rope you to the dark side.
I'm telling you, we all have done it. When I was on the way back from Washington, my brother was like, "All right, so what's next?" I'm like, "What do you mean, what's next?" He's like, "Well, you know, we all gonna sign up for High Rocks in Toronto. You coming?" I'm like, "Well, I guess now I am." He was like, "Well, but what other race? What other challenge you gonna do to yourself?" And I'm just like, I have no clue.
Do you have a cousin with a coffee place up there?
Yeah.
Or he
Camilo.
He did, yeah. I've seen the pictures. It was cool. It had a nice shop. Gio showed me the spots.
He still does work in the coffee shop with.
I love it.
His girlfriend, but
that's dope.
But yeah, no, we'll see. I mean, I always think that we should always challenge ourselves. I started like 2 years ago. Like a year ago, I started with with CrossFit. I think I got a lot better. One thing that I kept saying in High Rocks was like working out with everybody.
Yeah.
With Coach Edwin, Coach Gio, Coach Trish, Joey, Coach Joey, Fabio, which he's not even a coach, but he's just the beast. And
he gave me pistols, by the way.
He did?
He's not even a coach. He trained me for 5 minutes, gave me pistols. He's a great coach. For a non-coach, he's one of the best athletes I've ever met to translate a movement. He's patient, hardworking as anybody, and he's been doing this long enough. He knows his stuff.
The only thing that I can't understand is why he can't do, what is it called?
Handstand?
Handstand
He does not like them.
I do not. He could do everything else.
He's a beast, but he does not like those handstands. And he's also 6 foot forever. He's a big boy.
But yeah, and working out with you guys have helped out a lot just to like understand, being humble.
Let me ask you the $1 million question. Started about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I know what I see. Do you feel like a totally different human?
100%.
What's the biggest change positively that you feel?
Wow. I would say, that's crazy. Never thought about it. Emotionally, I'll say that it have brought me closer to the ones that I let go for a while.
Let everybody know that.
That's emotional.
Because I think we all have things that life is tough, right? Definitely. Life's tougher than any workout. I say that all the time. But that's the beautiful breakthrough. For you to be like, I PR'd a lift, I did this. I mean, that's cool. But I'm talking outside the gym. That's what I wanted to hear. And I love you being transparent about that. That's cool.
In the gym in itself, I let go of the egotistic persona that I had, that it was just like,
we've all
I could move weight, which
Yeah.
I know I could. But when it came to letting someone else like, hey, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. You're coachable.
And becoming coachable.
Yeah, you're coachable.
It was really hard, just because I'm like, no, I know how to. I know I can move more weight than that. And then my ego kept telling me like, no, I could do that. And you could see like Coach Edwin, Coach Gio, they'd be like, no,
I could see that without knowing.
Do a power clean with 75 pounds, and I'm like, bro, I could move more than that.
You're like, I can crawl
like, no,
this.
you can't, because we're gonna do it 12 times. And I'm like, no, I got it. And then by round 3, I'm like gassed out. He's like, I told you. And I'd be like, yeah, you're right.
That's great.
So it took me like a couple of years.
Yeah.
I think I have gone from 2 Ironmans, 1 High Rocks in a year and a half. And it's just, if I allow myself to get into this position. And luckily I had good friends, same thing, a good pit crew, my brother, Trish, people that are willing to be like, hey, you want to change your life?
Yeah,
we got you. Let's go. Come here.
That.
But you're gonna work hard, right? It's like sometimes I walk in and I don't know what I'm doing, and you guys just be like, "What are you doing today?" I'm like, "I don't know." Like, don't worry, I got you a workout. It's hell, but then when I'm done, he was like, "How do you feel?" I'm like, "Great."
You've never turned around.
Never turned around.
You came in and did that 12 days of Christmas workout by yourself. That Emilio and Fabio had on the board. I'll still say, I'll put it up. Maybe the most brutal 12 days I've ever seen. I say the screenshot of that because I've done some brutal 12 days. This thing was gnarly. Like movements I can't even do, like the handstand walks and a couple other things that I haven't quite gotten. But just the volume of it, the BMUs, the double dumbbell burpee box step over. Emilio's got him front rack. I'm like, what is he doing? And again, I'm a pretty solid athlete, but Emilio took that next level. I told him afterwards, I said, I haven't seen that kid in the pain cave like that. It was a mess. And you did that by yourself. And you did,
no hesitation
yeah,
whatsoever.
And then Fabio the next day was like, you made him do that? I'm like, I mean, he said he was going to do it. But my point is, you didn't quit. You didn't say no. You were coachable. You asked questions, right? I mean,
definitely.
We don't know everything. And you said to me, hey, Joey, what do you think about this? And your pacing was great. So the energy you bring is unique. And so you add value. Like, I love that you find a lot of value with all of us, but like, don't forget the value that you bring. You shine that light, and you make all of us better. The rising tide lifts all boats, bro.
Definitely. I think we all have put in time and effort.
Yeah.
For everything, even for relationships. I learned that when me and you were talking in the sauna, we were talking and you said everything is time and effort, and I was like, on my head, I kept thinking that it was just the gym, right? And then you were like, with family and friends. Like, if I don't take the time and effort to come, hang out, go eat breakfast, go get a cup of coffee, even if he still listen to you for 5 minutes, that's time and effort that you put into a relationship.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the biggest things that we have forgot as human beings, right?
Of course.
Putting the effort into other people too, and the trust in other people.
I think COVID really screwed us up because we lost a lot of that connection, lockdowns and this and everything else. And I think, in addition to the fact that everyone's on their phone, that's another layer to that. Put it down for 5 minutes, man. Like, connect. Like, I know we can't do this every day.
Definitely.
But this is my favorite. Face to face. If we can't do this, a phone. You can't do that. You start doing in text and DMs and everything else.
Thing.
No, like, I'm sarcastic as fuck. And like, people are like, well, is Joey being sarcastic? Is he being serious? Is he being kind? Is he being an asshole? And I'd rather do this. I can see you roll your eyes at me. I can see you laugh.
Come on, dude. Yeah,
I love to watch your smile lines when you're talking. We can get a little crazy, smack each other in the head. And it's like, you can't get together face to face with everyone important in your life. But man, even once a day, if, like you said, that cup of coffee, 10, 15-minute combo, I'd rather you and I do that once a week than 30 back and forth texts.
Yeah.
Because this is real.
You'd be like, hi, how you doing? Oh, you good? Yeah.
Yeah, it's surface level stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'm an old school guy. I love depth of conversation. I don't want to talk about sports. Yeah, I can talk about fitness all day long, man, but how are you? What's making you tick?
That's true.
And give me bad shit. I don't need to know nice. Like, be real. I'll take your real over 30 people's fake bullshit any day.
Amen.
And again, the size of your circle isn't important, man. It's the fucking depth. If someone's willing to get vulnerable and tell me what's real going on in their life, that means more important than going out, partying, expensive trips. That's just the stuff.
Now, what would be 3 things that you will give advice to people to start a fitness life, nutrition?
I love that. Love that. I could spend an hour doing that, bro. Now we're warming up. We're cooking with gas. First thing is you got to find a supportive group. Because if you aren't locked in, and unfortunately, let's be fair, if someone's really out of shape, when I say out of shape, like, 20, 30, 40 pounds overweight, they've either gotten away or never trained, they have bad eating habits, their sleep is poor, they're going in the wrong direction. And this didn't happen overnight. So it's probably 2, 3, 5, 10 or more years of bad habits. 1 month of going to the gym is not going to undo that.
That's true.
So they need to be prepared that it's going to take time. We're in an instant gratification world where you send a text, boom, DM, boom. I can send an email. Everything is quick. The problem is fitness isn't quick, man. If it was quick, 70% of America wouldn't be obese. True. So we've got a situation with that. First thing I would say is find a supportive group. Second thing is walk every day, 30 minutes. That's it. If you can't, because like let's just say you're really in a situation where you shouldn't be training or you're morbidly obese, like go to a doctor, make sure you've got a physical that you're clear to train. But assuming all is good and you need to like
at least walk,
move your body, walk every day, 30 minutes. If you can walk 30 minutes a day and you can up it, great, you can go to 60. But if you're someone that's sedentary and you sit at a desk all day or you drive or you just don't walk, 30 minutes a day, you're going to feel it. Do that for 2 weeks. First thing, cut out one bad habit. Because again, you probably have a bunch. I'd say cut alcohol out. That's probably the first thing I'd say is get rid of booze. If you don't drink, but you drink sugary drinks, sodas, and everything else, I'd say that's the next step. And just do that for 2 weeks. Because if you go cold turkey and you just say, like I did with keto, it was hard. I did it, but I'm stupid in the head that I was like, I'm not going to fucking quit. And it was miserable. Like I had what's called the keto flu where I took carbs right out of my body and I was nauseous for 3 days because I was going through withdrawal. Carbs are a drug. They said they did tests on it that sugar's like cocaine. So our brain doesn't know the difference. And it's like you're addicted to carbs. By the way, quick blurb, carbs aren't the enemy. It's high fat, high carbs. You go to Wendy's, you're getting fries, soda, burger. It's all bad. So it's not that the carbs are bad. It's you're taking in 2,000 calories and your body can only process 150 grams of carbs, so the rest gets stored as fat. Yeah. If you're eating a serving of sweet potatoes and a cup of rice and a bunch of vegetables and you eat a lean protein diet, the carbs aren't going to be bad. It's going to fuel your muscles. You're going to train great. I do recommend getting a coach. And that's the hard part is if you really need guidance, and let's be fair, I laugh about it. People are like, I'm going to do one on my own. There's YouTube videos. And I'll say, well, how's that working out for you? Because again, if everybody that did YouTube videos was fit, there'd be no need for coaches because everybody would be fit.
That is true.
So I would just say, like, be open to getting a coach. I'm not saying you need it forever, but also make sure the coach has your
best interests.
Absolutely. I don't even train anybody the first time I meet them. I said, let's sit down. We're going to talk for 30 minutes about what you want. And even then, I don't know if I can put something together for them. And a lot of people are like, well, I want to start training. I'm like, then I'm not for you. So I want to make sure that I'm hearing you right, ask all the questions. But then when I put this together, you need to follow it. You can question all you want, but if you deviate from it, then why are you hiring me? You need to put trust in your coach, and you need to make sure that your coach has your best interests at heart. And if you do that for 90 days, you can change your life. You might not be where you want to be, but you'll be a different human. And in 1 year, guaranteed, if you put in the work for 1 year, which 99% of people don't do, you will absolutely be a different human. You'll feel better. You'll look great. Your relationships will be better. Your energy will be great. And people will be like, how do I get what you're doing?
That's true. Well, Joey, thank you for sitting with us, talking
Love
a
you,
little
dude.
bit about
Appreciate you.
life, a little bit of everything. I'm hoping that I could have you again back, not a month from now, but a couple days, couple weeks from now.
Be my privilege.
We could actually sit down and talk a little bit more into detail in regards to your life.
Thank you.
Life story, a little bit more about the SEALs team.
Yeah.
When you were there, because you got out on 1994, 93?
93.
93.
It's been a minute.
I know. I heard a couple stories already that I know I wanna talk about it with you more.
That.
But honestly, thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time, sit with us, share with us a little bit about everything that you do, coaching, and we're gonna put all your information for coaching, Instagram, Facebook, and all that. So if people want to follow you, they go actually ask you any kind of questions.
Absolutely.
And definitely, we'll have you again next time soon. Hopefully in
Love
2
you
weeks.
all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for staying, and stay tuned for the next episodes.